Mm. Hey. Y'all, I was like doing 1,000 things today and ate and then dozed off, which is something I normally don't do. But I was getting ready to like finish off the rest of my, like the remainder of my night. And it came to me like since I've been on social media, I'm seeing a lot of people are really worried about this April 8th. And I just wanted to come on here and kind of share a couple things with you. And hopefully these things will help you because a lot of us are going through different stages of awakening. And I realize and I'm learning that just because you have woken up or you're waking up or you're coming out of slumber, aka coming up out of the matrix and really starting to see things for what they really are and not what they have been trying to train us for many thousands of years. We're really like, in the last 500 years, but if we're being technical. But stop worrying about what you can't change. You cannot predict and know and prepare for something like this. You just have to have peace that whatever is going to happen, right? You just have to let go. The purpose of what I'm trying to explain to you is there's a lot of us that are transitioning in different parts of our lives right now. Things are happening that we never thought would happen to us ever in our life. Some of us have things that we are trying to process, and it's been over a month or two, right? So here comes this next piece where it's like you're hearing that National Guard is coming and people are predicting what it might be. All right, so for me, this is what I think it's going to be on April 8th, right? And this is kind of what I've been drawn to come up with and have peace with. And regardless of if it's going to be the case or not, this is my scenario and I'm having peace with it, right? And that's the purpose of life, finding peace within the powers that you don't have and within the powers that you do have, and trying to level them both out and taking each moment to accept the fact that regardless of what happened, I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be in peace. Sometimes we want to transfer the things in our life that's not peaceful to other people because a lot of times we don't want to carry that. A lot of projection, right? A lot of projection. And so I've been called to come on here and talk. Every so often I'll jump on here, but I'm really not wanting to do this because I'm a very personal person. I don't want to get on here. My goal is not to go viral. My goal is not to have millions of people know me. I'm actually hoping for the opposite, which I know that's counterparting. Like the universe says, oh, you don't want that? So therefore I'm going to do that. So I try to be really careful and mindful about what I say out my mouth. So, regardless of what I just said, now that might happen, right? So there's things coming up. There are going to be plenty of things coming up. And a lot of you are experiencing those things as we get closer to April 8th. You're not going crazy. It's millions of us going through this. And even if you've been woke for 8 years, 10 years, guess what? You're going to go through a whole nother awakening. You never stop learning. You know what I'm saying? Seasons never change. So why are you going to stop awakening? There's a process for everything. You went to college, you know that you might have taken an English class, but you got to take this other English class. But you just took an English class. Well, it's another section of the English class, right? We are always having to continue to grow, you know what I'm saying, in whatever area of our life, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Don't let that bother you. And so we have to remember, right? Before COVID, we were all moving with our mind, with our ego. We were moving with what we were programmed to believe and do. And so, now that a lot of us are beginning to wake up from it, or becoming aware of it, we have to realize that we have to start moving as a collective. And the only way you can move as a collective is moving with your heart. Everything has to move with love and kindness and mercy and grace. And if every day you wake up and you hear about April 8th and your mind isn't moving in that speed, you got to check yourself and be like, what's going on with me? Let me tap in. There are going to be a lot of things you're going to notice about your life changing. In the last maybe 2-3 months, some of you may have experienced life-changing, altering situations that you may have happened in the past for you, but it's a different feeling and a different reaction, and it's a different set of characters, and it's a different set of norms and values that you have also had to tap into and experience. It's not happening for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. There's reasons why you cross paths with people. There are reasons why you experience these things and why these things are happening right now. So when you go to bed tonight, accept that you have control over your emotions. You have the opportunity to accept the reality that you want and the reality that someone else might want, and being able to decipher if you want to share those realities together. Because the reality is that they want us to believe like all this stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying? National Guard. Has it happened? No, we don't see it. It's being said. When you see it with your eyes, then you will know that, okay, this is the reality. Until then, create what you want it to be. Don't let them create the narrative that these things are going to happen. Create that you're going to have superpowers when it comes. Like, imagine that. You know, put into the reality, into the universe, into your everyday life, that when you're driving to work, man, when the 8th come in, man, the one thing that I couldn't do, I'm going to be able to do it because this eclipse is going to change my life for the better. Think about everything from a space of kindness, compassion, love, mercy, and grace. These are all the things that's going to help you elevate and ascend you to be in the presence of Yahweh when you leave this body, right? Because some of us know who we are. Some of us know who we've been, and some of us know who we have been in many lives. I know who I am. I know who I was, and I know who I was before I got here. I know what I am, and so for me, it's more peace about it because I have searched to find out my purpose, my calling. And unfortunately, and I don't want to say fortunately because it sounds ungrateful, but I've been called to get on here and start, sharing my experiences. I've tapped in, mostly because of my lock journey, but I can feel Yahweh pushing me to my purpose and it being in this arena. Do I want this arena? No, I don't want this arena. I don't. I want it to be, what it was and I'll share later, like I said, I'm being called to share and be a little bit vulnerable and share, little personal experiences that I've had across, my career, and that's kind of where I'm going to catapult to. And I kind of may go back into how I got there, meaning like my upbringing and childhood and stuff like that, because I think people need to hear that when you start waking up and hearing your ears ring, you're not bugging. When you start seeing, these sequence of numbers chasing you around, for me, I had 21 traveling with me for about 3 years before COVID hit, right? And right before COVID hit, I was just like, yo, God, because I was, burnt out. I'm like, yo, shut this mofo down. And the fact that it happened, I was like, yo, am I that powerful that I really did that? But, that's for another day's time. What I'm basically telling you, when you close your eyes tonight, be in a space of positivity and go into it for the next however long it takes until April 8th, manifesting greatness on your life, regardless of what they telling is going to happen. Oh, these things are going to happen. There's going to be, all these things are going to happen. Well, you know what? That's their reality. Don't make their reality your reality. You have the space to correct that in your mind. You can go to sleep every night between now and then. You could change what you're eating. You could change what you're drinking. You could change your lifestyle. You could be smoking and drinking. You could stop and just completely. It's all up to you how April 8th goes for you. I want to say this and I'm gonna go. I learned that when you leave this earth, if you got into this place where if you don't ascend mentally to the level that you want to be at, your hell will be what your mind is. So if you leave spiteful, angry, mad at people, guess what? That is the level for which you ascend when you transition over. And God forbid, you was really living a yucky life. So remember, your mind will create what you want. And you got the opportunity to say, nah, I don't want that to be my reality. Go to sleep tonight, manifesting on things that you want, not what you're hearing. Peace, y'all.